What's up, Bells fam? All right, guys, today we're going to be doing the Demon Slayer Mugen Train movie review. I know you guys been waiting for this. I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter and basically on YouTube comments basically saying, are you guys going to review the movie? Because we saw the movie when it actually first aired in the United States.
Yeah,
I believe
it was last Friday.
It was last Friday, but we weren't home. We weren't home. We were actually out of town for my brother's baby shower and everything. So that's why we weren't able to record the review right away. But we're recording it right now.
But we did watch the movie.
And if you guys know our
Obviously.
initial impressions, if you guys are not following us on Twitter, definitely follow us on Twitter because you guys would know our initial impression. But if you guys are following us on Twitter, you guys would know that we thought that movie was incredible.
The best anime movie I have watched.
Yeah, like
thus far.
Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Like, you know, I had somewhat of expectations going in because we know Ufotable was basically doing it and as well producing it and basically animating it. And also it was going to be canon, right? It was going to follow season 1 because supposedly this Mugen Train was like the second arc or whatever, and then they were going to animate it in a movie, whatever. So I knew it was going to be good.
Not only that, but the response from like when it came out in Japan was huge. So I'm like, okay, like it was #1 in Japan. Like it was trending on Twitter. So I knew it was going to be good.
Right. Demon Slayer broke all the records in Japan, right? It broke all the records in Japan, like beat a whole bunch of movies that were up there for the longest. And we know Demon Slayer has like a crazy hype behind it. But man, I gotta tell you, man, that movie backed up the hype because we've never seen, and I know obviously people will say, well, we haven't seen a lot of anime movies. I've seen a few anime movies specifically in the shonen realm, and I know people on Discord, we've seen different stuff, like different other movies with different genre. Yeah. But I can't lie, this movie, everything you love about anime, I feel like was in this movie, and like, wow, it was just incredible.
It was, because we spoke about it after watching the movie. It wasn't only the action, but there was just such a perfect balance of action and storytelling, in my opinion.
Right. And obviously, no spoilers. We are going to be jumping into spoilers, but we'll give you guys a timestamp, and you guys will see when we're going to be talking about spoilers and everything. So we're just going to overall give you guys our thoughts in the beginning and our impressions and stuff. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff in the, we were in the theater, man. We were crying. We were crying, man.
Before we jump into it, I know a lot of people, you were telling me that can't even watch the movie because it's rated R. So
yeah.
I feel so bad because I know maybe some of you guys are not 18 yet and can't watch it.
Yeah,
so you have to bring like a parent with you.
Correct.
An adult. To supervise you guys.
And just to talk about that, like, the movie.
But Japan, it wasn't like that, right? Japan.
I'm not really too sure. I'm not really too sure if Japan it wasn't like that.
Oh, okay. Because I thought just in the U.S. it was like 18 and over.
I know it's rated R.
Rated R, but
I don't know what the ratings were in Japan, for people to watch it. But I'm not too sure about that. But I know that watching the movie, man, it was pretty crazy. Like there was some stuff in the movie you were like, whoa, like there was no spoilers, but it definitely merits that rated R, right? Like, and why
I understand why it's rated R.
Why kids need parental supervision to actually watch this movie. But nonetheless, man, it was just bangers after bangers. And like, the overall, obviously, if you watch season 1 of Demon Slayer, you know that this guy Enmu was basically going to be on the train, and he was going to be like the main antagonist of the movie. And the movie went on, and like he had interesting abilities where he would use his abilities to like kind of manipulate the protagonist. But so he used interesting abilities, and then like he did something to the protagonist, and like it was very interesting how his abilities work, right? But so for some reason Tanjiro was kind of he was doing some crazy stuff to break out of that ability, and
which surprised me because that's totally rated R.
Right, 100%. But like him going that far shows like how far he's willing to go to, like, because everything is about like him going to like on this mission to actually get his sister back to become a human because she's a demon right now, Nezuko. But besides that, we had that interesting battle that happened between them and that interesting dynamic because all of them were I can't get into it because of spoilers.
That's why I said that. I'm like,
Yeah, I can't get into it because of spoilers. But
It's so hard to give my overall thoughts without spoiling.
But yes, overall the movie was amazing. You know, the animation, Ufotable did an incredible job. Like that movie, specifically the last 25 to 30 minutes of this movie, I think it's the best. It's the best stuff I've ever seen. Ufotable, like I just finished watching Unlimited Blade Works, like the Fate movie or whatever. And you know, it was great as well. But I'm telling you, the last 25 to 30 minutes of this movie, I've never seen animation like that. Like it was just crazy.
Is that the animation so consistent throughout the entire movie? Like
Yeah.
from beginning to end, and you like, but I felt like the animation got better like throughout the movie. Does that make sense? Like in the beginning it was good, but like the last 30 minutes were just like, how the heck did it just it got even better, you know?
Like it felt like a different movie when we got to the last 25 to 30 minutes, because like, so the thing about this movie is it's not your typical, you know, movie theater movie. Like you can tell that this is like a anime canon arc basically made into a movie, because like the movie had like different segments and different sections it went through, right? Like it's like we're watching the anime but like in a movie form, like fast forward or whatever. But they made
it did feel like that.
They made it work in some way. But yes, like you said, progressively, like you would have the episodes that wouldn't have like great anime, everything would look great art and everything, but progressively you have different animation points where they would have different fights, and like the different fights will be animated pretty well. But bro, the last 25 to 30 minutes was just insane. Like I've never seen anything like that before. And whoo, that, you know, that I got in the feels. The last 25 to 30, like the voice acting, I don't know if you watch it in dub or sub, but we watched it in sub. Tanjiro's voice actor, oh, like bro, he was.
If you guys didn't
on
cry,
some craziness the last 25 to 30 minutes. If you guys
did not cry, man, I don't know what movie you were watching.
Well, even throughout the movie, Tanjiro's voice actor was on point, but the last 25, 30 minutes.
To be honest with you, even like within the seasons of Demon Slayer, like he is just
correct
incredible.
Yeah, and the OST, the you know, the score in this movie, like the music, like, oh man, like everything about this movie I loved. There were some parts in the middle where it kind of dragged just a little bit, like there was like some dragging stuff, you know, but it wasn't too much, right? There was certain moments, because like specifically with the thing with the whole train, I'm not gonna get into spoilers until a little bit, but something happened with the train, and then there was some parts where it was kind of dragging a little bit. But besides that, man, like that's my only critique I could give this movie. But like,
I agree with that. I was kind of like, okay, what's
gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Are we? What
was like dragging just a
yeah,
little bit.
because we were just, you know,
doing the same thing.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that's my only critique about the movie. But besides that, man, like I gotta say, like this movie for me overall, I would give it a 10 out of 10 as an anime movie. Even as a movie in general, there's a lot of movies I really enjoy, but this movie, I could see myself always going back and watching this movie.
That's like I feel like there's a My Hero Academia. Not My Hero. Yeah, My Hero.
My Hero has some of those. Yeah.
We specifically like we've watched
both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think we watched it multiple times.
Correct. But I think I would watch this a lot more, to be honest. When the DVD, talking about the DVD, Sony actually accidentally leaked the Demon Slayer movie on the PS4 store, PlayStation store, and so many people got access to it and actually watched it, and I know some people reacted to it and everything.
No.
And obviously they pulled it down and everything, and they actually pulled those movies from those people that bought it. They actually pulled that movie.
But they gave them the money back?
I guess. I don't know. But whoever did that mistake definitely is fired now. But I just
because
hope,
the movie is still out in theaters too.
I know.
There's still money to be made.
Correct. And I just hope the movie doesn't take a hit because of that, because of the fact that, you know, people are still watching in theaters and they won't go to because I really feel like this movie deserves to be watched in theaters. Like you have to watch this in theaters, right? So man, big ups to Demon Slayer, man. Big ups to Ufotable for doing that. But with that being said, man, we're going to jump into the spoiler section. So if you guys want to get spoiled, you know, click off the video right now.
But like it.
Yeah, definitely like the video, share it.
Yes,
and then click off for sure. And subscribe 100%. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the spoiler stuff. So as you guys know, right? So the movie starts off, you know, we get on the train and everything. Well, before it starts off, we had like the master of the Ashira. He basically was speaking to like his, the two other individuals or whatever, and he was at like a at a like funeral scene or like a where people were like former demon slayers and ashiras basically got taken out throughout time, and he was talking in the beginning of the movie or whatever, and like it was kind of we didn't even see it because obviously we didn't know, and obviously people that probably read the manga knew, but we didn't know, you know, what he was specifically alluding to. And obviously at the end of the movie we knew what he was talking about because of what happened at the end of the movie. And like you know, it starts off like that, and then we get back to the train, and then, you know, how season 1 ended, we're on the train waiting, and basically the assignment is to basically find out what's going on with this Mugen train, because something like basically a demon or whatever is doing something and basically killing people, and people are disappearing in this train, right? So Rengoku was assigned to this train, and Tanjiro, the crew told the crow told them that was their next mission, and they had to go assist Rengoku. So they get there and everything, and as we know, Tanjiro's trying to find out information about the Hinokami, because his dad used to do Hinokami with the fire and everything, and he wanted answers, or he wanted to question the Flame Ashura, because the Flame Ashura would probably know about what is the Hinokami about.
And you even I think you even mentioned to me while we were watching the movie, what if like they were somewhat related.
Yes, because
of that fact.
Because of that fact, and also because of how Rengoku's mom looked. Rengoku's mom reminds me, it's like when I look at Nezuko and I look at Rengoku's mom, they kind of look similar to me, and a little bit like Tanjiro too. Rengoku and his little brother Senjiro or whatever, they look like their dad, right? But their mom looks completely different from them. So that's why I was like, okay, so he's the Flame Ashura during this fire thing, and, you know, Tanjiro's dad knows that Hinokami doing some fire stuff. What if that comes from Rengoku's mom? And the way she looked, I'm like, man, she looks exactly like Nezuko and everything.
Yeah, the thing is, with what happened with Rengoku, I'm like, well, since, you know, he died, it's like, why would they be related and then have Rengoku die?
Maybe they didn't even know. That's just me making an assumption. I'm not.
I know, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like a counter. Like it doesn't really make sense.
That, you know, because he died and they would be related. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't make sense.
I think it would have been more impactful if he would have lived to know that they were related.
I guess, but you know,
but that's sometimes, because I know that's just like
right, and as we could see, because we saw like how their relationship were with because when Rengoku got older, it didn't look like his mom was in the picture anymore. It looked like his mom was in the picture when he was younger, and then as he got older, it was just the dad. Because, you know, the dad, you know, he used to be the Flame Ashura back in the day before Rengoku, but the dad kind of quit, and then he basically became like a bitter old man. He didn't even care for his sons, and he was just doing his own thing, right? And every time Rengoku was trying to, you know, impress him and show his dad, look, dad, I became the Flame Ashura or whatever. He's like, so I don't care. You know, that's not impressive to him. And I wonder if we're ever gonna get a reason why the dad became like that, right?
Like
why
very bitter.
Yeah, did he
standoffish?
Because now I'm thinking, did he probably lose a friend in the flame, like in the while he was fighting demon slayers? Because we know the upper moons, they've never lost to any Ashiras. Ashiras have always been killed by these upper moons, and we're gonna get to that in a bit. But yeah, that was very interesting how the dad didn't really care about his sons. But the good thing is Rengoku told his little brother, I'll always be here for you, and you know, you could come to me. You don't have to come to this asshole or whatever, which was his dad. You know, the movie went on, and then we had like the main antagonist called Enmu. He was basically gifted, you know, he in the blood of Muzan Kibutsuji, and he became like one of the lower moons or whatever. And like, you know, he basically had this thing where he puts you into like this kind of genjutsu. You won't know what I'm talking about because you've never seen Naruto.
Yeah, but you told me
in the theater. Yeah, so basically he was kind of he put Tanjiro, all the crew. He put like Rengoku.
No, but like everyone in the train was asleep.
Everyone in the train was asleep, but like specifically with the main protagonist, Tanjiro, Zenitsu, as well as Inosuke and Rengoku were all asleep.
They're all in a dream.
Correct, and they were in a dream, and basically, you know, all of them were interesting. The Zenitsu one was actually pretty funny because he was dreaming about Nezuko.
Oh yeah.
Which was pretty funny. And
even in his dream.
Right, and Inosuke being like, you know, how he is, he basically had dreams about like him being like you know, the boss. He was like above Tanjiro and Zenitsu. He was basically ordering them around, and they were looking all weird and stuff. Tanjiro had a very emotional dream, right? He put Tanjiro in this dream state where Tanjiro was back to his family. His family was alive again. They weren't killed by Muzan.
Oh my God, Tanjiro was just so emotional.
Correct.
Seeing his family again, Oh my god, it felt like he wanted to relive that again. Maybe it was just some closure for him too.
100%. And it must have been super hard for him to like leave that, because it was like, man, this is all he wanted. And like, he kind of broke out of that because
he knew it was a dream, and he had to break out.
The first time he realized it when he went to the water, and he was looking at himself, and the other Tanjiro in the water was telling him, wake up, what the hell are you doing, wake the heck up. You know, during this dream state, like, Enmu basically had subordinates kind of tied himself to the person that was having the dream, and those people would enter the dream world, and then they would have to go and find this little orb.
Was it like a, what
it was
it
some
called?
I forget what it was called,
was it a soul?
I don't, basically something soul, whatever, but like their inner soul.
I think it was something like yeah, whatever.
Correct, I forget, but Rengoku, somebody came to Rengoku's soul, whatever, but Rengoku's soul was basically his innermost self was just straight fire.
Yeah,
like he just had fire everywhere. The person came in there, she was like, whoa, I'm burning up. And then Rengoku basically felt something, even though he was in this dream state, and he was basically talking to the little brother. Remember, that's when we saw the backstory with the dad and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the person came, and Rengoku kind of felt something inside of him, and basically was choking her out. In the real world, he basically choked her out, and he basically stopped her right there, because she was like right there to kill Rengoku, and Rengoku just choked her out and everything.
He said he was a badass.
Correct. And the same thing happened with Tanjiro when another person that was tied up to Tanjiro that went into his dream state.
But that's when he was trying to kill himself. Was it that part?
Yeah, it was before that even happened.
Okay.
Because that person went into that, actually found his innermost self, but his innermost self was so peaceful.
Yeah, it was like blue sky, and like you said, it was just so, it was a beautiful, so like I felt like that person almost felt bad trying to kill him, because you can see like he's such a good, genuine person that they're like, but this I think that person said, oh, but like he's good, or like something along the lines like that.
So basically, I'm gonna explain. So basically, what happened a little bit more is that like Tanjiro kind of manifest himself into little Tanjiros, little spirit, little things, and those little spirits inside this beautiful world that actually kind of, kind of affected this guy, because like it kind of like, man, this guy is so good, like he's such a good person, and those little things actually were taking him towards Tanjiro's little orb to actually kill Tanjiro, to actually end, because you remember those people only wanted to go to sleep, because they haven't been sleeping because of what Enmu did to them, so they just wanted to go to sleep. So those little manifestation of Tanjiro were taking him to like the orb to kill Tanjiro, so he can finally go to sleep. And he kind of felt moved by that someone would be willing to kill themselves to help another person that's trying to kill him.
I didn't know that.
And that's when he was like, he didn't want to kill Tanjiro anymore. He just stopped, right? So which is very interesting. But Tanjiro ended up waking up because of what you were just saying. Yeah.
Which is crazy, because like that guy was trying to kill you, and you're here trying to like save him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that goes to show what type of person he is.
Correct. But I was saying, what happened? How did Tanjiro wake up?
Oh, by trying to kill himself multiple times.
Correct.
Well, that's what we were saying, which is insane that they put that in a movie. Like that's what makes it that's one of the main I think that's the main reason why it's rated R for me. Even though there's a lot of like gruesome and like blood and stuff like that, but that was like, damn, he was committing the S word.
Correct. So Tanjiro, to basically break out of the dream, he was trying to figure out a way to break out, and the only way he came up with was to just commit the S word and actually use the sword and go to the neck, and you could figure out what I'm saying, right? He basically chopped it off, and then like it was so gruesome, like whoa, like he just, but and
he'll go to that extent.
Correct. So long story short, not everybody didn't wake up just yet, but like Nezuko wasn't in the dream state, because Nezuko was inside the box at the time. So that's what Nezuko threw the fire at Tanjiro, and the fire basically came into the dream world, and that's how he started waking up. But
Nezuko always comes in clutch.
I know. So Nezuko basically helped wake up everybody else. But in that meantime, Tanjiro went to go find out who was the real antagonist and who was causing this stuff. And he basically had an altercation with Enma on top of the train. So, Tanjiro and Enma, they went at it. They were starting to basically fight and everything. And Enma had this like the power that he had was within his hand, and like it was like a little
His
hand
hand
with
would
a
like
mouth.
detach.
Yeah, and then he had a
his
little
body.
mouth like on his hand and everything, and he kept putting Tanjiro to sleep over and over again, basically putting him back in the genjutsu state. But Tanjiro would always, you know, commit the S word and keep coming back right away, right away, right away. So, a long story short, they had a fight and everything, and Inosuke actually woke up, and Inosuke came and they helped him. He helped out Tanjiro to fight and everything, and they were basically gonna take out Enmu, but then Enmu basically became the train itself.
Yeah, that's when.
That's when you know the movie kind of dragged a bit because we were doing this little train thing over and over again, and Rengoku woke up. Everybody woke up.
Nezuko was helping out too.
Correct. Nezuko was helping out the passengers.
The passengers, yeah, on the train.
Correct. And basically Rengoku saw Nezuko helping out the passengers, and basically he figured out why she's, you know, if a demon is able to like save other human beings, he's okay with that. And he saw
her part of like the clan, like the crew.
Yeah, he didn't see her as a demon anymore. He saw her as like a demon slayer.
Yeah.
Right, which was very interesting. But yeah.
But you know who really shined in that scene, like throughout that scene, was Zenitsu. Because Zenitsu, he helped out Nezuko.
Correct.
You know, like he did like some really cool.
Yeah, he basically went into like his trance where he goes and just go crazy and stuff. Yeah, because Nezuko needed some help at first, and then he came and just sliced these dudes up, which is pretty cool. But man, the whole movie looked amazing, and that's when Rengoku really started going ham. Like Rengoku, man, he had all these flame moves, like flame techniques and everything. Like he was going berserk.
I can't
remember all of them, but he was, because the train became the demon itself, and they had to basically cut off these little tentacles and everything. And he was just cutting people up. And that's the part that was dragging,
though. Yeah, it was like the same thing because they kept on regenerating and stuff like that.
Because Tanjiro and Inosuke was trying to find the neck to cut off the head, and the neck was at the front of the train, and it was within the train. And basically, when they cut off all the gooiness, they actually found like the actual vertebrae, whatever that connects to the head, to the neck, I should say. And that's when they found it. And then basically, he was putting Tanjiro and Inosuke to sleep and everything. But he was putting Tanjiro so much to sleep that Tanjiro forgot that he was actually within the real world. And Tanjiro actually almost really died if Inosuke didn't actually save him.
Inosuke saved him.
Correct. But yeah, Inosuke saved him because of the fact that Inosuke wasn't able to fall asleep, because at some point, because his eyes, that thing has to see your eyes, but because Inosuke had a mask on, it wasn't able to track Inosuke's eyes. So Inosuke wasn't actually looking at it, so it wouldn't basically put Inosuke to sleep. But Tanjiro would always get put to sleep because every time he wakes up, the first thing he does is open his eyes, and it goes.
No, not only that, but there's like eyeballs everywhere.
No, that's what I'm saying. The guy put like eyeballs everywhere.
Even like on the ground.
Correct.
Everywhere.
Correct. He put a whole bunch of eyeballs, and basically every time he would put Tanjiro to sleep, Tanjiro would wake up, but the first thing he would do is open his eyes, and he would put him right back to sleep. And that's why he almost died, because he didn't realize that he wasn't in the dream state.
It was reality.
Correct. And then after that, Inosuke came and actually said, like, hey, what you doing, man? Get a grip, you know, like, you about to kill yourself. So after that, they went into like the scene, like, you know, great animation, all that good stuff, and basically chopped off the freaking neck of the demon, which was Enmu, and that was that. This is where
But before he died, he had said that you can kill. He's like, you guys won't be able to kill the upper moons.
Correct.
Yeah, and then, you know, I kind of figured, I'm like, why would he say that?
Yeah.
You know, and long and behold, one of the upper moons did show up.
You know, that's when the movie kind of took a different turning point. Like, you knew, because like the whole time we were watching, like this guy ain't serious. Tanjiro and Inosuke giving this guy to work. We got Rengoku here. Rengoku's like the strongest dude here, and he's not really doing that. You know, he's helping out the passengers inside, but you know, he wasn't really being utilized to his fullest potential, because Tanjiro and Inosuke was easily giving this guy Enmu to work.
Yeah.
So, you know, they were like, you know, the movie so far, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But as soon as the Enmu died, and he was saying that, that even though I die, you guys will never be able to beat the upper moons.
And I think he said that no one has been able.
No one has. But we knew that from season 1.
Yeah,
though,
but he emphasized that.
Correct.
I think at that very moment, I knew something was gonna happen to Rengoku, because they were showing Rengoku so much.
He had a lot of screen time.
He had a lot of screen time that I'm like, something is gonna happen to him.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna make the movie even more impactful.
And you know, they were I think it was a little bit after that, they were like trying to help out passengers, because there was this scene before they even killed Emu. They had like the train, the guy that was actually running the train. He actually got a chance to stab Tanjiro, which was like, I was like, man, Tanjiro out here getting stabbed by a regular dude, like come on, what the hell are you doing? So he got stabbed by a regular dude, and that kind of put Tanjiro, you know,
at a vulnerable state.
Tanjiro was vulnerable because one of his arteries or whatever was cut, but then Rengoku came outside and actually taught him how to basically stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
To basically
what was the how, like, oh, he focused on breathing.
Yeah, focus on his breathing, and actually by focusing on your breathing, you can actually feel your inside and actually not basically heal, but stop the bleeding itself. The bleeding, right? Stop the bleeding itself. So he basically did that, and as soon as he kind of did that, that's when stuff the upper moon. The upper moon, I think his name was Akaza, right? He came through. I think he was upper 3. He was one of the upper. He's not even 201. He's upper. This dude was upper like, 3.
Damn, he's not even the strongest.
Because you know there's 6 upper moons and 6 lower moons. So he was like in the upper half. So he was number 3. So he's not even number 201. So I don't even want to see those guys, because when he came, he went straight at Tanjiro, because he was trying to kill Tanjiro.
But that's why Rengoku kind of stepped in and was like, well, why are you gonna mess with him? He's hurt.
No, correct, but because probably Muzan wanted him dead. Remember Muzan, because of the earrings Tanjiro has, Muzan doesn't like Tanjiro and he's scared of him. Yeah. And it's probably something related to Tanjiro's dad and everything. So we still don't know that story just yet. But I'm guessing that Muzan instructed him to go there and actually kill this guy if he's there or whatever. Yeah. So this guy went after Tanjiro, but Rengoku saved him. And this is when the movie started going crazy with the animation. Like, I'm talking about insanity. You know what I'm saying?
You were, Steph was like super,
and the whole theater,
super hype.
The whole theater was hype. We were like because we were in a theater vibe. Everybody was hype. Obviously, you know,
there was social distancing.
Yeah, there was social distancing.
But like, even though there wasn't as many people as like pre-pandemic, you know, obviously it would have been more wild and whatnot. But everyone was still like hype, even though there weren't as many people.
But yeah, so like, you know, the theater was going insane, and then you know, that whole time, like Rengoku and Akaza was going at it. You could tell that Akaza was kind of stronger than him. You could tell Rengoku was trying hard to keep up with him, right? And Rengoku, throughout the movie, they showed that Rengoku is incredibly fast, right? And this dude Akaza was going at a different speed, and like Rengoku was trying to keep up. So basically, Rengoku was fighting off the back foot the whole time.
But I felt like he could have, like he was almost on par with that upper moon. I mean, yes, the upper moon was, you know, he was stronger. Yeah. But Rengoku, he kept up.
No, Rengoku had some serious balls. Like this guy, no, he is the Flame Ashura.
And not to mention, like he helped out with the train situation too. Correct. So if that didn't even happen, who knows? I feel like he could have probably kept up with him.
To be honest, so obviously I'm gonna get to that, but like Rengoku won that fight. Like Rengoku won that fight. Even after all of that, Rengoku won that fight. But we knew what happened. But while they were fighting and everything, obviously Inosuke and Tanjiro, they couldn't do anything because Tanjiro was hurt, and Inosuke was like, man, I can't even see these guys, because they were invisible to them, right? Yeah. They were like just going. You just saw like just blade works just going like it was crazy. You know, they couldn't move, and even Rengoku was like, don't even move because you're gonna get in my way and you're probably gonna die, right? So like you know, it was interesting, and then Rengoku went into like this different state where he basically was using his life force to actually compete with this guy. And that's when Rengoku went to the next level. Rengoku started overpowering him a bit.
I thought that was the end of Rengoku though. And then he like fired up.
Yeah, he fired up, but that's when he started really winning against him. Yeah. Right? And they started going at it.
Even though he was hurt at that point.
They started going evenly, like blow for blow, for blow. And the interesting thing about this guy, he kept telling Rengoku that he wanted Rengoku to become a demon.
That is true.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing. So I'm wondering, is there like maybe upper moons, or even that guy was because that's what was
like
going through my
prior demon slayer,
prior Ashura or something like that. Because that's what was going through my. I'm like, why the hell does he want an Ashura, a demon slayer, to become a demon? Has this happened before?
Yeah, because remember that Ashura, like there has been no Ashuras that actually killed upper moons. So what if like Ashura actually like was
Right.
like, okay, I would just turn into a
And
demon.
the other thing is that they get to live a long life, because remember they said that no Ashura has ever beat them in like 300 years or whatever the hell.
Like 200 or 300
So they
years.
just get to live, and then this guy loves to fight, so he wanted
He's
Rengoku to be like a fighting partner or
he's like,
whatever.
you can fight for the next 200 years or something like that.
Correct. But man, you know, it was so crazy, like, you know, and the thing is, this guy, the thing that was kind of cheat code why Rengoku wasn't really doing anything to him at first is because he kept regenerating.
Oh,
his
yeah,
body he was cutting his arm, cutting his thing, and this guy was regenerating. And it was like, oh my God, this dude's regenerating abilities was insane. So, you know, long story short, they got to this point where they got to like the final clash, and they got to it, and then, you know, Rengoku kind of hit him on. Well, Rengoku, I think, slashed him or something, or cut off one of his arms.
But he almost had his neck.
That was
right?
before. I'm getting to that.
Oh,
It's not. That's not yet, because he put his arm through Rengoku first, and that's when he thought he actually immobilized Rengoku, and Rengoku wasn't able to move. And mind you, in the meantime, the sun was coming up.
What a coincidence.
That's because obviously they've been on that train all night, so it makes sense that the sun was coming up. So the sun was coming up, and this guy had his arm through Rengoku, and he didn't want to kill Rengoku just yet, right? And then, or I think he did say, "Oh, look at what you made me do. Now you're gonna die," and blah 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 blah. And Rengoku started thinking about his mom, thinking about his mom's message, and how he was supposed to protect others, people weaker than him. That was his whole thing. He wanted to protect people weaker than him, which is what he did. He wanted to protect the people on the train, as well as Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and
at that point, I think everyone knew that he was gonna die.
Yeah, like people was, you know, I was bawling out, tear was coming out of my eyes, like it was so emotional, and like you know, Rengoku basically took up his sword. He had like one last slash. He actually caught him off guard, and he actually just swiped at his neck. And his neck is so thick that the sword went through, but it kind of stopped halfway. And like you saw, Rengoku kept like going forward and forward and forward. And he was like trying to cut off his neck. And basically Rengoku, because one of the arms was within Rengoku's whole stomach, and the other arm Rengoku grabbed hold of, and Rengoku was basically slashing with the sword. So the whole time the sun is so this guy was about to lose. This guy Rengoku was about to win, because Rengoku basically used his breathing to tighten up his stomach so he couldn't pull out his hands, and he held his other hand so strong that he couldn't pull out his hand as well. And the sun's coming up, Rengoku's about to slash his neck, everything was perfect. All of a sudden, and that's when Tanjiro and Inosuke was starting to move. They're like, yo, we need to move. That's when they made their moves. Like, okay, this is let's go help them. Let's move. And I think it was either Tanjiro or Inosuke. One of them told each other, move your body, let's go. And they started running. They started running towards them to actually, they were so close to get there to actually keep them right there so that Rengoku could win. And all of a sudden you see this guy, he rips off his arms
and runs.
He basically, so Rengoku was holding on to both of his arms. He instead just ripped his own arms off so that he could run. He basically ripped them off.
Because he could just regenerate.
And he basically ran away, bro. And like, it was so sad. It was so like, and that's when Tanjiro came out. I was like, why the hell are you running, you coward?
Tanjiro had ran after him.
Yeah, Tanjiro ran out.
Like, you know, we always go and fight in the dark, and we're not afraid of you guys, but you can't come out in the sun and fight us.
Right.
I'm like,
man, I was in tears. I was bawling out. It was emotional as hell. Tanjiro's voice actor, man, what a voice actor! Like that hit, man. That hit on so many levels. And I gotta tell you guys, and
also didn't Tanjiro, he threw one of his
he only has one sword. What do you mean? What do you mean one of his swords? Tanjiro never had two swords.
No, but I thought that, was it his sword that he threw?
It was his sword. It was a black sword.
Oh, yeah. So now he has no sword.
He has no sword because he threw the sword, and the sword hit the other guy in the back, and he ran with it.
Damn. So Tanjiro has to be the one who kills that demon.
That's what I'm thinking.
The upper moon.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking in the future arc, Tanjiro's going to get revenge for Rengoku. And you know, and the last dying words of Rengoku, he told Tanjiro that he remembered something about Hinokami, and it was some kind of letters or something at his house.
Was his mom? Because he had a moment with his mom. Was that before or after the Tanjiro?
I don't know. He had a couple moments with his mom during the thing.
But
I don't know.
while he was dying, didn't he?
I think he saw his mom again when he was dying. But I think before he even slashed the guy's neck, he saw his mom as well. That's when he saw his mom. But yeah, he basically told Tanjiro he might have had something about Hinokami at his house, and he told Tanjiro what his house was, and to let his brother know that he loved him, and what the news was or whatever. And it was a sad ending, man. And you see all the Ashiras, the wild Ashira, and like all the other Ashiras was basically getting the news that Rengoku died.
Because of Rengoku's crow.
Correct, Rengoku's crow.
That was sad because even the crow was crying.
I know, man.
When I saw that part, I was like, wow, even like the crow, like where is the crow gonna go now? I felt so bad.
Yeah, it was sad, man. It was super sad, but look,
but Inosuke was kind of like funny, like.
Oh yeah, Inosuke was pretty funny.
Because you know how like he is, like
he's like a tough guy, or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
he ended up, he was crying as well.
Yeah,
but he kind of like he brought like a little comedy to that scene because people were crying, but then they were laughing at the same time.
Right. It brought us like some kind of like so we uplift us a little bit. But yeah, everybody was crying in the theater, man. Everybody was having the sniffles and whatever. But yeah, it was a sad moment. But look, those last 25 to 30 minutes, man, like they actually that's the reason why I put this movie above any other anime movie I've ever seen. Like, it had story, it had animation and art, probably some of the best I've ever seen. That sadness, that moment that you connect, I don't have that with any other anime movie I've ever seen. Maybe there's some anime movies out there that have that, but I don't think they have the others, like the animation, the art plus that.
Because this one has a combination.
It has all of it, and it's also canon. So in a story that a lot of people enjoy, right? Anime that a lot of people enjoy. So that's the reason why, to me, it's the number one for me. And like I'm never gonna forget about Rengoku. Rengoku is probably gonna be, Trunks is my favorite Dragon Ball character, all that stuff. But like, I think Rengoku's number one. Obviously, Zoro, I love Zoro as well. But Rengoku, what he did, man, how he was so badass, and he just never quit. And like, I need a resin of him. I need a figure of him in this room. Rengoku's the GOAT.
And it's funny because we haven't seen like a lot of Rengoku.
No.
Like during the season.
Yeah.
But still, his death was so impactful because a lot of the times, like, we have anime characters who die, and we don't really connect with them because they don't have a lot of screen time.
Right.
It's like, okay, they died. Like, I can name a few. And, like, people are like, you didn't cry
in
that scene? I'm like, well...
The thing is, Rengoku's so lovable as a character.
He is.
Remember the first time we met him on the train, he was like... He kept saying that one word over and over again while he was eating. He was eating something. He was saying one word over and over again.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, it was like something like that. But like, he's so lovable as a character, and I'm like... Damn, you like I'm out here connecting with this character and just yank. I'm like, oh man, that hurt.
But that's why, like, I was like so surprised that we had that reaction towards his death because we really didn't connect with him in that sort of way. I mean, like, we've seen him and like he's a great character, but like I was like surprised that we were so connected with his character.
Yeah, that movie did a great job to like, portray him as a character. Yeah,
they made you love him.
100%. They made you like, Rengoku is like he reminds me of like every time you watch an anime, there's always a protagonist, like the main protagonist, and then you kind of gravitate to someone else. Like Rengoku was the character I don't care about Tanjiro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about no dang Kanjiro right now. Rengoku is the one I cared about. Yeah. So that's the type of character he was. So
I get that.
Yeah, man. But hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. I know it was a long one. We usually do long reviews for animes like this. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. The link will be in the description below.
Definitely, guys. See you guys later. Short out.